Guys, Big 3 East DDI, David Filler. David, what you got? There's no rifle in your hands. What's wrong with it?
Well, right now we don't have any rifles here because, quite frankly, we're sold out, and we make them and they just go. So we did have our shotgun here. I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare for Big 3. We've been really working hard on new parts. So I thought, you know, we talked and let's go over some of the new parts and kind of the status of where DDI is.
Speaking about the parts, what you holding in your hands?
Well, I've got two covers. These are going to be on the market very soon. We've got the more of the AKM, the rib type cover. This is a U.S. made. You can feel it. It's
rigid.
Yeah, it's not your cheap stuff. This is a good thick metal.
Very nice. What's the MSRP on it?
You know, you're just going to ask me those questions.
All
you know,
right.
I think a few companies already have these in stock. There'll be some really large companies that people go to for parts. They'll have them too. But it's going to be very comparable to new surplus.
Okay.
Like new surplus. It'll be very comparable. In some cases, cheaper.
It's good to hear.
All U.S. made. That's actually a smooth cover. We're actually putting these on some of our milled guns right now because we're replacing, you know, we're still using some surplus kits, but we're replacing, and it's better to put a brand new one on there than to use some of the surplus.
Okay, so basically two types, the ribbed one and the smooth one.
Yeah. We've got some ideas on some other ones based off our shotgun technology to where we can do some things, but right now that's what we got.
What else we got?
This is a big item. Everything on here is U.S. made, okay? As you can see, this is a front trunnion. This is U.S. made. This has the proper geometry as the AKM was designed, okay? And there's a lot of technology. The AK is not an easy gun to design. I mean, it is got really neat geometry to it. So you've got a brand new trunnion. These go, we've already tested them. We heat treat, we put them on an instrument. I can't even say the word. It's a machine that basically you put the bolt in, the trunnion, and push down to see what the force is that it takes to break. Because we want to make sure our parts are good. We're not going to rush things. We're going to make sure it's right. So this is our new, we still got a little bit of work on this. This is our new safety. I've got a little bit of work on here. I want to maybe put a little knurling on here, extend it out a little bit. We talked about this earlier about what was, we got a few changes we want to do with that. Of course, you know, all that's new.
What about the stock? Is this your?
This is U.S. made. Okay. Yes, this is U.S. made, and this is, I guess this is kind of a pre-production one. It is in tooling right now. We're very, very close. We could probably bring this out right now, but there's a few little minor details we want to clean up.
Do you have an idea what will be the MSRP on it?
It's well, you know, I know that they bring them in from Taiwan, okay? Ours should be relatively the same price, a little bit less, and it's going to be U.S. made. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about the quality of anything out on the market, but I can tell you, you can look at it, very good welds, very clean. You can see when it's installed, it's straight. This is a really good stock. One unique thing about the stock is if you decide that you want to take this out and take a QD, you can put a QD right in that slot.
That's very nice.
So it's a little bit of an option.
David, all these are cool, but the bottom question is to what is happening to your fully made US AK? Any timeline update?
Well, I'd say it's probably going to be July. Okay. July. As you can see, we have the trunnion.
Yes.
We have a bolt too. We're testing that. We'll get the bolts fairly soon for testing. Basically, we fire control parts are not a problem. All the sheet metal's done. The gas tube, the top cover, we got the front sight gas block. So as you start counting the parts up, you can see there's not a whole lot left. The big thing's the bolt carrier. So we're working on the bolt carrier right now. And then you've got little parts like firing pins that go into the bolt and extractor. Those are being worked on right now. But those are parts that don't require castings and tools to make. That's basically like a part that's done on a screw machine or a machine, you know, a regular machine out of bar stock. So those are fairly quick. So
going back to your trunnions, because I see this is the finished trunnion, how you are manufacturing trunnion?
These trunnions are, right now, they're currently milled from a solid piece of steel. Okay. And then they're heat treated. All right, they are not cast.
Very clean. You can tell it's very.
You can
clean.
tell it's not cast.
No, it's there's no casting marks.
Right now, like the rear trunnion, they've always been cast. They'll be cast. Okay. The key to an AK, the absolute key to an AK, is some geometry inside the front trunnion, the bolt, and the slots in the carrier. If you have to get that right. Now, a lot of folks talked about overgassing, and that's one thing that we want to go into. And folks say, well, DDI guns, they just don't seem like they have enough gas. They had the same amount of gas that original AKMs were designed to have. There are manufacturers out there and builders that when you shoot a gun, you can tell, man, it's a little bit more of a whoomp.
Sure.
They overgas to compensate for not building the gun right. So that's important to know that, gassing the gun is important. The geometry is important.
David, thanks for continuous support of the AK world in the United States. Watch your quality control, guys. We have a high, always a struggle, always quality control. But thanks for addressing the issues with the customers. And to some degree, guys, you gotta understand the DDI is starting from zero. So you guys are climbing the ladder and learning on the fly. But thanks for your support for the AK world. We really do appreciate this.
Thank you.
And our fans, are with you guys. And hopefully we'll see some big items coming from DDI.
You're going to see some really big items coming from DDI.
Awesome. David, thanks for coming. Thanks.
Take care.